Why are you here? You still got 15 minutes to go. I mean, go get some food. Come back. Get another beer. I'll see you guys in 15. Oh, hey everybody, welcome back to our Tactical Tuesday live stream. I'm hanging out here. I'm back in the studio. I'm supposed to be down at the 5th Group reunion. That's right, 5th Special Forces Group is having their glorious reunion down around the Fort Campbell area. Steve Holland, he set it up for us to go to the Leatherwood Distillery tonight. I actually just got a text from Hook. He's on his way to the Leatherwood Distillery, and he's like, hey, y'all still going tonight? And so I just texted him. Guys, honestly, I didn't realize that until a couple hours ago. So Steve's been trying to turn everybody off. And anyways, it is what it is. That said, one of the guys that was going to meet us at the Leatherwood Distillery, I talked him into coming up here. He's one of the old instructors at the 5th Group Sniper Locker, a couple years behind me. But anyways, he's out in the man room hanging out right now. So anyways, for all my guys that are in the area, all my 5th Group brothers, I look forward to seeing you guys later this week out at, I'm going to try to make the Industry Range Day. I want to say that's Thursday. Friday night is the A15 reunion. Leatherwood Distillery has another location. It's a couple more exits out. I'm going to meet them there for the A15 reunion. Hopefully a lot of the new younger guys, the active duty guys, will show up for that. It's always a great party. And then the 5th Group, they've got everything going on. They've got the big family picnic, I want to say is Wednesday, but then the open to the public 5th Group picnic is Saturday. So I got a busy week. My son's wanting to film tomorrow. I got Randy Worst coming up tomorrow to work on some tomahawk throwing targets for our Patreon course. Wick is coming up tomorrow. He wants to do some more shooting drills on the range. I got a busy schedule, but I also got a great sponsor here tonight. Bucked Up is back again. I appreciate them sponsoring. That's what I'm knocking back tonight because I'm tired, Saj. I'm tired. Me and Emery, we just knocked out 5 days of hard tactical rifleman classes. So it's actually their pre-workout stuff. But this stuff is going to keep me woke as... and pumping it up. Mix it with a little bit of your... it's kind of like a fruit flavored. So I tried it with coffee last week. Not that good. So I'm mixing it with some pina colada mix. And... so far, my eyes are peeling back in my head, but we'll see if I can make my eyelids go around 2 more times if I drink another. What I got 20 ounces left. So good stuff indeed. Before I bring John on, I wanted to touch on just a couple of things. I mentioned we just had 5 days of classes. We wrapped it up with Advanced Pistol Carbine course. Totally badass. We had a great time. That there's a lot of guys saying, Carl, what's the next class? What's the next class? What can I get in on? This weekend, if you're in the area, we are running Gun Runner Carbine. It's actually on sale. You can sign up at tacticalrifleman.com. If you can't make this weekend, all right, we have a Gun Runner pistol that is mid-October. That is in Texas at there's a range called Range 35. It's right off of Highway I-35. Very good. See, you guys get points. And then if you're looking for a 3-day class, December, it's too cold to shoot, right? But you still want to get your training in before the elections, before the zombies come. High risk travel, 3-day course, one of my favorite classes to teach. We're teaching that the first week of December. Gonna be awesome. John, I see you got the big smile. You ready? Guys, I got John Lucas here. John Lucas, old 5th Group guy. I gotta bring John in. John, come on in. Always a pleasure, brother. All right, let me turn this camera right. John's a little taller than I am.
Right here.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe he's not.
I was reaching for the lever. Yeah. We're good.
All right, man. John's background, 5th Group.
5th Group.
You were actually in A15 for a little while.
Yeah, I finished off my my career there, and yeah, that was a blast.
See, he got there after I did. I'm a little older. I got a little more gray. I just haven't let it grow out yet, guys. I'm sunburned. I'm wore out. 5 long days of classes. But you were also at the Sniper Locker.
Yeah.
Dave Davis and all those guys. The funny part was you were telling me there's actually a picture of me hanging up on the wall.
Yeah, there used to be we had our wall of, stuff I probably can't say on YouTube, and you know, we had some pictures up, and yeah, there's a couple of Carl here. And
All right, guys, I'm just a regular guy and didn't do nothing crazy, but every once in a while somebody will get a picture and they're like, "That looks cool." Okay, don't show certain stuff. I want to say it was like urban hide site or something like that.
Yeah, it was like a
like
loophole kind of.
That would have been that trip right there, man. That was a great trip. That's my A team in the Joff, but it was my same A team for the second Battle of Fallujah. Great time. Proud to say I led those guys and we did good stuff. You got out though, man. When did you get out?
I got out the end of 2016.
All right, now what are you doing?
Doing KRG.
KRG. You're gonna have to elaborate because they don't know what
Research
KRG.
Group. Yep.
Kinetic Research Group. Don't that sound cool? That's a cool name. Cool name.
Back before everybody was kinetic.
Dude, so we started this YouTube channel, and the film crew actually started. They're out of New York City. They're not gun guys. I met them doing a Maximum Warrior competition, and they're like, "Hey, Carl, we starting a YouTube channel. We need a name. What do you want to call it?" And I'm like, I don't care. Call it whatever you want. And they're like, "Are you sure?" Because if I let them do it, it would involve a penis somehow. Yeah. It'd be like meathammer.com or something, right? So, like, it's tactical. We don't do competition stuff, and we're more geared towards rifles instead of pistols. So they're like, "Tactical Rifleman." I'm like, fine, I don't care. If I had known that this was going to grow to 750,000 subscribers, I would have come up with a cooler name.
Yeah,
KRG's that's a cool name. Kinetic Research Group.
KRG, and there's probably about 50 others now that are a three-letter name that starts with a K. And, 25% of those end with a G, and so yeah.
So Google search, you don't do very well.
Yeah. KRG, Kinetic Research.
You remember Pete Jones?
Oh yeah, no, I know Pete.
Pete Jones, when he started his online gun store, instead of it being Pete's Arsenal, he went with Alan's Arsenal, and I was like, why? He's like, my middle name's Alan, and A through Google search engine shows up before P, right. And I'm like, Pete, that's why you were a weapons guy and why I was a medic. I would have never thought of that. Would have never thought of it. So, well, what do you guys do?
So we.
I know, but I want him to let you guys know.
Yeah, primarily we're precision rifle chassis is our bread and butter.
Precision rifle. So precision rifle series, all the competitive shooters.
Well, no, precision rifle chassis.
Chassis.
So chassis.
Yeah.
Stock,
I know the stocks for sniper rifles. Why don't they call them sniper rifles anymore? Because that's not polite.
That's not polite.
But also precision rifle series. Right. And I'm not bashing them. We're not bashing them. What you called it, dynamic bench rest? Is that what you called it?
Maybe.
Is that not the coolest name? It's so accurate. I'm like, dynamic bench rest. I'm so gonna steal that. I won't tell him, but I got it from you though.
Yeah. So I mean, there's a lot. We
no, dude.
We try.
There's some great shooters out there. There really are.
There are. Yeah.
There really are.
There's some great. Everything always advances. And it's you have to keep up.
Yeah.
But you also have to understand. There's different mindsets.
Limitations, yes. Completely different mindsets. Right. Guys, the cool part, because, YouTube won't let us handle guns here during the live stream. They look for any excuse to shut us down, which is okay because I'm actually recording this, and I'll put it back up on our other channel, recorded. But one thing I will say, guys, is he brought the chassis to show you guys. So... he also gave me a really cool glass, which is totally badass.
Yeah, we could,
that is good looking, dude.
There, yeah.
That's for cognac, though, isn't it? We don't
have
any...
This one's a fancy beer glass.
Fancy beer glass. Did you bring us fancy beer?
We did.
So, nice.
Do that.
That was a
Belgian
flip
ale.
Off. Yeah. It was a flip off. Oh yeah, check that out.
Yeah, I don't know if you can do this on YouTube, but I guess we're doing it.
There are certain things you can't do on YouTube, but you're allowed to do all the pedophilia, pronoun stuff, and you can drink beer on YouTube. You just can't do, I don't know, life-saving, first aid, survival stuff, self-defense, anything that would actually contribute to society. We can't do that. So I'm going to save that one.
Yeah.
To the fifth group reunion. This is awesome because all those sons of guns are down in Clarksville right now getting liquored up. Yeah. I mean, liquored up hard. Guys, we were supposed to be doing this live stream at the Leatherwood Distillery. I apologize to the people that are parked outside the Leatherwood Distillery right now waiting for them to open the doors. They're not opening the doors tonight, by the way.
I would have been if you hadn't texted me.
Yeah.
So,
I'm glad you came up, man.
Yeah.
All right.
One of the favorites.
That's actually pretty good. You said that's Dutch beer.
Belgian, yeah.
So I just had full knee replacement, right? And back in June, and it's going to be a year before I'm good to go because I'm an idiot. Like, you're not supposed to be on it more than 2 hours, and I just did 5 days straight shooting and I'm demonstrating shooting barricades and how to shoot kneeling,
dropping on the knee,
like a total idiot, But that is good. But anyway, they're like, the first 2 weeks you're going to be on the couch. You're not going to be able to move at all. So I'm thinking I'll get caught up on my computer work, right? Get caught up on... Nada. There was no holding a complete sentence. You just couldn't do it. So my patrons, you see the asylum over here in the chat room. A lot of them are my patrons on patreon.com. They're the only ones that are keeping this YouTube channel afloat. But a couple of my patrons, they sent me care packages. I had Lickies and Chewies, and I had kangaroo jerky and all this great stuff. I mean, they're great people out there. But one guy sent me a book to read. He's like, well, you're sitting on the couch. I'll send you a book to read. I'm like,
you can read?
Like an audio book, right? Yeah, exactly, right? So I'm at least going to, I look at it, and can you pick a drier subject? It's about Scandinavian firewood, like the cutting and processing and stacking of Scandinavian firewood. And so I read that whole thing cover to cover. I don't remember any of it because I'm all zonked out. Yeah, I can't hold a complete thought. I wanted to get caught up on computer work.
Nope.
No, that can put it down. So I do a page. I do about 3 pages. Realize I don't remember what was on the 2 pages prior, and I take a break. I'd go take some more Motrin, some more Tylenol. T3s didn't help, so I was doing Motrin, Tylenol. But damned if I didn't read that whole book. I gave it to my nephew Jamie over there for him to read. It was very educational. Brother, if you're watching and you're the guy that sent me that book, you're the only guy that got me through rehab. Don't get me wrong, kangaroo jerky and the 25 pounds of chocolates and crackers and Lickies and Chewies and coffee beans, they keep me afloat with that. I gave up oxygen. I just do coffee.
Just coffee.
So they kept me alive. But you're the one that stimulated my brain for 2 weeks. I think I read it in 3 days, and then you probably don't even remember. Back in the 70s, there was a TV show called UFO.
Oh yeah,
right.
I'm
a British,
dork.
right?
Yeah, no, I'm
British.
I'm with you. Yeah.
Back in the 70s, guys. This wasn't. Now remember, Star Wars came out in the 80s, and that was cutting edge special effects. UFO was a TV show, low budget. Yeah. Like if it was an alien, it was green makeup. Yeah, green makeup with the little hair thing.
Purple hair, baby bangs. Yeah.
But I was going through Netflix and Netflix or Amazon, whichever it was, and there's a season 20 of UFO, and I'm like, no freaking way. I'll watch. I just wanted to see if the girls looked as hot as they did back in the 70s, And lo and behold, I watched the whole series front to back. Terrible. All right, well, thanks for the beer. I'm gonna have to have some more of this. All right, you want to show them some of your product?
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah.
Let's do that. Jamie, you ready to? We're gonna have our fashion show, guys.
Fashion show.
Fashion show. Because here's the deal. I know a lot of you guys out there have got, I got a bunch of AR guys, but everybody knows my passion is precision rifle, and more than just long range shooting. It is Overwatch of the assault force. Day or night, my snipers trusted me to take out any sentries, shoot on the assault countdown within 1 meter of them, and I never let them down. Never, not one time, let them down. So yeah, though I love my SR-25 Mark 11. Cannot stand Knight's Armament. I will not give them a dime of my money, but only because they ripped off the taxpayers so much freaking money. Dirty business deals, but that's all right. I'm not bashing them. If I was that kind of a businessman, I'm very jealous. Very.
Well, we're gonna have to show you our Fox. I don't have one here. We have a gas gun.
Do you really?
Yes, we do. I see Ben in the chat. He's one of our other
one of you guys.
One of our guys.
Nice.
And, great guy.
He can answer questions in the chat room. Here's the deal, guys.
Benji Gates. Guys, tear him up in the chat.
Here's the deal, guys. If you got questions, sincerely, if you've got questions, all you've got to do is, if you've got questions, you don't have to do super chat if you don't want to. All right. I'd love to have you make a small donation to the preservation of Carl Erickson Foundation, but you don't have to. You put a question in the chat room, and what I've got is Mama Bear, one of our moderators. I've got a few moderators in there that are keeping them from, getting too out of hand. She will send questions to me. Like she texted that our TR glasses are better. I guess she got a little jealous because she sent us TR wine glasses. Susan, it's a beer glass. You didn't get me a
Belgian ale glass.
Belgian ale glass, really.
Whiskey triple.
It's going to be filled with. We make our own wine here, and on the hill. And my sister-in-law made. Honey mead. I also have honeybees up on the hill, but she made this Viking honey mead that is just orgasmic. This stuff, it's too good. It really is. So
it'll work. It'll work in there.
It will. I think it will.
I can certify that.
Yep. You can see that. Yeah. He's like, yes, let it be done. That is good. All right. So tell us about what's this first one here.
So this one is our Bravo.
All right, the Bravo is this top of the line or bottom of the line?
This one is our
intermediate,
kind of, entry level, if you will.
All right, so what size mag? It takes the
AICS pattern mag.
AR mag. I mean
AICS.
AI.
AICS.
Okay,
yeah.
Guys, ambi mag release, and man.
So I mean,
adjust for. So comb, and can you run extra?
Yes, you can. Yeah. It comes with 3 spacers. It'll go from about 12 and a half out to 14 as it comes in the package.
All right, for my Google moderator, and just in case you just came down from upstairs getting Hot Pockets out of your mom's kitchen, all right, understand that this is not a gun. This is a piece of a gun. It is a non-firing, okay? So don't be killing my live stream, you little shit. We'll hunt you down. All right. Why do they make this part flat now? I know, but I want you to elaborate for them.
So, I mean, with all the modern accessories and whatnot, we have multiple accessory, rails, or if you see on the bottom, you have M-lock slots here, but we also have ARCA rails. We have heavy ARCA rails that you can run. The guys who want heavier and heavier. You might have mentioned something before.
Dynamic bench rest. No, guys, and sports are fun. So whether you're shooting IDPA, 3-gun competitions, whatever, if you get in the precision rifle world, there is a completely separate sports called Precision Rifle. Precision Rifle Series. Shannon Kay is out of K&M Precision, which is just a couple hours east of Memphis. Shannon is good people. He's a former Ranger sniper that then went OCS, joined regular Army time, got out, took all of his money, and started K&M Precision Training Center. And he is the president of Precision Rifle Series. Great guy, lives and breathes the sport. He does. He's a super great guy.
Great shooters.
Yeah, very good shooter. Sure. But the Arca rails, the regular Picatinny rails weren't sturdy enough for them, not heavy enough for them. So they've got this big wide rail, and it locks into a lot of their tripods and stuff. And if you understand, when you get into a sport like USPSA or IPSC, something like that, the pro shooters understand, the top 10 pro shooters in the U.S. You got, Daniel Horner, those guys back in the day. Anything new that might give them an edge, a 1,000th of an edge per stage, sometimes it comes down to hundredths of a second between first and second and third place. So these guys would go through hoops that always stay cutting edge. Precision Rifle Series is no different. Greatest scopes, greatest everything. There are some jeweled actions out there. And but I kept hearing this name all the time for stocks. KRG, KRG, KRG. And then lo and behold, this fifth group guy reaches out to me. He's like, yeah, I helped found it, right?
Yep,
one of the co-founders, and your partner in crime was fifth group also,
yeah,
right?
the three, Justin and myself were both fifth group. We the two of us met in the Charlie course. We're all Charlies. And then Vince was a 10th group guy, Justin's brother. He was a class or two ahead of us in the course, also a Charlie. And we were the three founders, and got it rolling. And
Charlie, that's a special forces engineer. So in other words, they could do math. No, dude, trust me, it's engineer. This is, if you were going to design something, you bring in engineers, and this is sexy. All right, so this is made for this one, Remington 700?
Yep, this is a 700 short action.
700 short action.
The Bravo's, as it sits right there, it's right at 2.9 pounds.
Yeah, guys, this weighs nothing. But if you needed to strap weights to it, you could easily put weights on.
Right. Yeah. We offer for the Bravo. You can have, so it does come with 3 length of pull spacers. So it's a spacer stack system.
Okay.
So you can add some length there. There is an internal cavity here. So we have a weight kit that will go inside of the cavity. We have one that'll go inside of the grip panel here. There's also a internal. If you look at the front here. The metal portion, which is our backbone, we call it, is aluminum. It
goes from here to here.
Yeah, it goes from under the action to the end of the forend.
Nice.
We have a weight kit that'll go there. We have some weighted Arca rails that can go on the bottom. So you can get this thing pretty heavy if you want it.
So light for my hunters out there, or the guys that want to shoot precision, but they want to do it on their own, but they have to hike way out in the mountains to do it. But if you're one of those Precision Rifle Series dynamic bench rest guys where you can drive your truck right up to the firing line, you can get this thing, I believe, what's the medical term for it? Stupid heavy. You can make it stupid heavy, which is awesome. Brother, I had to carry my SR-25 up the mountain in Afghanistan in the dark with 19 quarts of water and all the 5590 batteries for the SATCOM, the spot and scope. I had a 4-man team, but and I was moving batteries and all right, strip all the MREs down. All right, you carry the cable. All right, move the antenna to this guy. And 3 of us had, weigh in with your rifle and your vest and your ruck, 122 pounds of gear, and one guy had 120. And that was the best I could level it. And then we climbed a mountain in the freaking dark. I can't imagine having a rifle that was 3 times as heavy. That's mental. But I understand for competition.
Well, and that's, just to, some of the background. When we first started, it was long conversations in the car. Justin and I going to matches and shoots and whatnot. And hey, this is, kind of stuff here or there, and it really kind of it was a lot of TRG influence. The Sako TRG was a platform we loved. Also the Tika, and it was we came up with a mag conversion, which is kind of what the backbone, and then we eventually had a folding back end, which we'll see in the Whiskey 3 here in a minute. And at some point it was like, well, we're 2/3 of the way to a full chassis, and then kind of went from there.
Morphed from there.
Yeah, and it was always like our internal motto was, hey, we build the stuff we want to shoot. And we've always tried to make them lightweight, just because that was our background. And a few years ago, with the more of the gaming, which is great. I mean, I don't mean that in a bad sense.
Oh yeah,
but,
of course.
People were calling in and emailing. It's like, hey, I love the chassis. The ergos are great. Can you make it heavier? And at first, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I was like,
you're like, why would you want to do that?
Heavier, and it just wasn't in my worldview. But no, it's totally, totally
now
understand.
We get it.
Now we get it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We actually got a couple questions for you so far. This is from Luke B. Pillar bedding is cool with these, even needed.
No, so it's it's radius bedded.
Radius bedded.
So basically, if you look in, it's essentially two screws. So if it's a 700, pull the factory stock out. This will come with a front and rear action screw. Pop those in, torque them down to the proper spec, usually 65 inch-pounds, and you're good to go. So no need for bedding. You have aluminum, full up to here, and then obviously the barrel will float, in the front, to give you the accuracy and all that. So
guys, we used to have the glass bed M21s. That's how old I am, guys. I grew up with the M21s. My first M21 had an Art 3 scope on it, and then which it went Art 1, Art 2, Art 3. I take that back. My first one had an Art 2. Then my next one had an Art 3, and then Desert Storm, I actually ended up carrying a XM21 because 101st was where the initial guns were made. Mm-hmm. So it was one of the original guns from Vietnam, and it had an old Art 1 Redfield scope on it, which I liked better than the Art 2 and the Art 3. And but it had glass bedding. Mine had a crack in the glass bedding, and Mr. White, God bless him, Mr. White actually re-bedded my gun for me, and he was inspecting it at the end of school. It was called the Advanced Marksmanship course. There was no stalking or nothing. It was just marksmanship for a month. I learned more about accurate shooting from Mr. White than I did all the other sniper schools put together. But got to the end, he's inspecting the guns before we go back to our units. And you know what? The M21 had the gas screw on the side.
Yeah.
And mine was completely broken off. And he's like, no wonder you didn't graduate, boy. I'm like, Mr. White, I did graduate. He's like, man, you would have been so much better if this gun wasn't broken. And he's like, you're not getting it back right now. You'll get it back later. And he damned if he didn't he sent me back to my unit with a much better gun. And then lo and behold, a little bit later, I went to the Benning course, first class to ever have the M24s. I'm that old. And they didn't even have the TM with the gun. It wasn't done yet.
It wasn't even finished yet.
We had to do our stalks with M21s. And then right after that, we went to Desert Storm. And we had 4 M24s and we had 1 M21. And I think, well, nobody's going to fight in the desert. Obviously, it's going to be urban. So I took the M21. Little did I know we were at 101st going to be sitting out in the middle of the desert. I didn't see a building the entire war. I sat out in the lived in a tent for 7 months. Anyways, all right, let's see the next one. That is nice. I'd be happy with that right there. That is badass. That would be bad.
So, bringing the other one in here. I think we're good with that.
He knows.
No,
He knows what he's bringing. Here you go, Jamie. I got my nephew-in-law. Ooh.
So this is the X-ray. It's the next step up.
All right. What's this one called again?
The X-ray.
X-ray.
So if you're talking like inlet, so say 700 short action.
Okay.
The only real difference between this and the last one, which is the Bravo, is the back end here.
Just right back there. I know everything else is the same. You're still flat for putting your Arca rail, a heavy Arca rail. Same ambi mag release. You can see where you just torque your Remington 700 action right in. So what has changed on the back?
So the back end. So our main line of chassis, which we're kind of going over tonight, is you know, if you want to think about it as four main parts. You have the bedding block, which we call the backbone. That's the aluminum section that kind of holds everything together. It's what your action sets in, and all the other, you know. And then you have the trigger guard assembly, which is your trigger guard, and then also your mag release.
Mag release, all right.
And then the fore end, which, you know, is up here, and then you can see this little seam right there, and then that back end.
Okay.
So between again on the like inlet between the Bravo and the X-ray, you know, the only difference is just the back end.
Okay.
So what this gives you is, you know, it's some different ergonomics. So, you know, you have more of a vertical grip here.
All right.
You know, thumb through, but you also have a shelf here for, you know, same side. It comes with our standard grips, but if you have big, you know, meat clobbers like I do and a couple of our other guys, you know, you can also change these out for a larger grip panel.
Okay.
And it's,
That's
you
cool.
know, it fills the hand a little bit better.
Yeah.
Moving to the rear, you still have the you know, adjustable cheek piece up and down, but this style cheek piece you have on the top here.
Yeah, I'll just get ready to show them.
It'll go
guys,
4.5.
from the back, I'll show you. It's kind of hard to catch on camera, but see how one side's higher than the other? So it's not just it's for left-handed or right-handed. It's for some people have got fatter faces than other people. So
I have seen, there are some people. Usually this is, you know, for a right-handed shooter, this is kind of the situation. But, you know, I have seen guys that flip them around just again because of that difference in your, you know,
my AI. One thing I actually like about it is I can slide it left or right.
Mm-hmm.
Not that it's not set for me, but if I'm doing like a custom class with Doc Hollywood, Brad Pitt's back surgeon, his face is significantly different than mine. So when I set the gun up for him, it allows me to size it for him. Okay.
And we do have an adapter. So that's one of the things is, you know, there's a lot of modularity when it comes to this.
Cool.
And so, you know, you have the cheek piece. We have a few different, you know, we have a like an overmolded version. So this one's a harder plastic.
Okay.
We have one that's kind of the same thing, but it's a, you know, it has a overmold to it. So it's a little bit more squishy. So, you know, a lot of people like that. You get a better cheek piece. You know, moving to the rear.
I'm moving to the rear.
Yeah, as you know, as it comes out, you know, from the box, you have adjustable, toolless adjustable height and cant. So you can you know, you know, bring it up if you're in a low prone position, or bring it down if you're you know, doing more high power, you know, slung up work. And then there is a 15-degree cant, left, right, and then, you know, obviously center. And then,
why that matters, guys, is you've got to, if you can size the gun custom, not just to you, but custom to your position. Just think about how much all the money those safari guys spend on those custom $100,000 elephant guns. They're measuring it. They're custom making them to the guy while he's standing. That's fine. This could be like that, but now as soon as you go kneeling or prone supported, or you're shooting off of a rock, or you're shooting off of this, your body angle changes, and it really changes a lot. So the more you can adjust, the more custom fit you can make it, the more accurate your natural point of aim is going to be.
Correct.
Which way do I turn it?
This.
Which way?
Yeah.
I don't want to tear up your shit,
no,
man.
No,
it'll fall off on the ground. All right, that's cool. All right.
So and I mean, you adjust the. This allows you to adjust the stock or the chassis to you, not you to the gun.
In the field, because shooting positions are different, guys. Me prone, right? Me prone, you guys shooting, I don't have an optic on it, but if you could see, all right, like if it was right there, prone, right? I'm prone. But now as soon as I shoot standing, you see how much further my eye is away from it. So being able to lengthen and shorten it, it allows you to keep proper eye relief, all that stuff, and very sexy. You got to have this on you have to have micro adjustments on stocks if you're going to be serious about precision shooting. You do.
So yeah, and then just like with the Bravo, you have 3 length of pull spacers,
Okay.
which will get you again from about 12.5 to about 14 as it comes from the box.
Yep.
We do.
You want to
if look
size
at
it right there, guys.
Get the old
Crook your arm. That's rule of thumb.
Rule of thumb,
to get
right.
you close, and then everybody's a little different depending on how much gristle you got. All right. Next one, Jamie, or unless you got something else to show on.
So this one is for the lefties out there. This one can be swapped. So we get this question a lot. Guys that run.
They don't want the knob right there.
They don't want the knob right there. And because a lot of lefties will shoot a right hand
bolt,
action,
yeah.
but they don't want the knob sticking up. So this can be swapped.
Oh, that's
to
cool.
the other
That's
side.
very cool.
And then this piece right here, we do have a toolless adapter kit, which will give you toolless length of pull on this, so you're not having to take the screws out and change them out.
Yeah.
Get your length of pull. So it's a little bit. Like you were saying, if you're trying to do stuff a little bit more on the fly, you're able to do that. So.
Very cool. Very, very cool. Awesome. Right. What's awesome is this Belgian beer.
Yeah, we got the St. Bernardus App 12. I don't know if we can...
Yeah, we can show that stuff on the internet. Well, they're not sponsoring tonight.
Yeah.
If you mix it with Bucked Up energy drinks, if you need fresh energy, you go to buckedupenergy.com. If you just want their pre and post workout, guys, you go to buckedup.com. Sexy stuff. I appreciate them sponsoring me. Not as much as I appreciate you bringing me this beer, though. Look at that, guys. That's beautiful right there.
It's pretty glorious. Yeah,
That's some good stuff right there.
Glad you like it.
Nice. Very, very nice. All right, awesome.
Oh, so
I'm gonna give you this one, but I'm taking it back. I've already put my...
James already placed claims on this one.
I think they pulled the forend off of it.
Just bring it over here, Jamie. They pulled the forend off of it.
Yeah, can I grab the... Yeah. So this is our Whiskey 3.
Whiskey 3.
This is kind of our flagship chassis.
Top of the line.
There'll be another.
Nice.
So we sent it with the enclosed forend, which we're getting. Yeah, that's it. Perfect. You can grab that.
Open that for you real quick.
So again, actually this is perfect. You can see, this is the aluminum backbone, the trigger guard assembly, and then again the back end. So this back end you have.
Oh, that's sexy.
As it comes out of the box, a toolless length of pull adjustment.
Okay.
What's that?
Yeah, Jamie, you wouldn't like this one, dude. Jamie wouldn't like this one. All right.
So yeah, toolless length of pull. Again, just like the X-ray, toolless butt pad height and cant. And again, toolless cheek piece height.
I'm big on toolless.
So this one also folds. Which is folds and locks. So you have a nice compact package. I know at one point we had some Mark 13s that had a certain suppressor on it that once you sealed it, you didn't want to pull it off. I think you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. And that makes it even longer.
Yeah. So the stock or chassis that we had on them at the time, if you look at the cut for the rifle case, it was, you drop it in there folded so you could leave the can on it. Yeah. And but it's a nice, it's just a nice feature. So we do offer a fixed version of this as well. But yeah, everybody, the folder.
Honest, nice. I like having a folding version just for going out deer hunting. I like to get in the thick stuff. I do. I like to get in this. Plus my Jeep, the smaller I can get my guns, the easier it is for me to stash it in the back of the Jeep.
So yeah, this is our enclosed forend. It adds about, I don't know if you saw, so our standard forend would come to about here.
Yep.
This adds about 4 inches to the end.
You run in, and that's a long action also, isn't it?
No, this one's a short.
A short action also?
But we do offer a long.
Okay.
And so
Jamie, yours is a short action. Okay.
Yep.
I like that it's got a rail for my thermals and my Gen 3 I squared. I got a lot of night vision, guys. I love my clip-on night vision. I really do. I love them. Love them.
So yeah, and exactly, it gives you that. It gives you the option for that. We do have a longer Arca rail. We have a light Arca rail, that is full length here. And it just gives you the Archer feature. We do offer a heavy one, because a lot of the PRS
The
guys
that want the weight.
they want the weight. We do offer a version of this forend that has that milled in, and it doesn't have the rail on the top because a lot of the
they're not going to shoot night vision.
So they want to be able to see clamp it, different ways and not have that on the top, but they want that Archer rail, as part of their setup.
We want the rail because we want to shoot in the dark. We want to shoot 24/7. I don't like being limited by anything. That is a good looking gun right there.
We have that box.
Oh.
So yeah, and there's some screws. I didn't realize that it was
no.
not on there.
It's all good.
So this one, if you can see the difference here, appreciate it.
Guys, even without the screws, could you see how smooth that goes? That puppy's designed to be all right, and you've got those are your different grip
sections. So these
sections.
are the large panels.
The large ones.
Just to give you
That's sexy. No, Google moderator, that was not a pistol. It was not a pistol. These are not the droids you're looking for. Go back upstairs. Go get some more Hot Pocket.
Get a Hot Pocket.
Yeah, go get another Hot Pocket. So I can put my AccuShot monopod down here. You remember those back in the day?
Yeah.
Casey Belt.
I saw
Belts. Casey Belt's my best friend. He was actually here a couple days ago. He's on his way to SEAL Sniper School, and he always stops by when he's going by. He had his young new wife with him, Jerry L. They are both awesome. And of course, I had to leave and go teach classes. I think I got home at like 9:30 at night. They still stayed up with me to visit, but that's okay, dude. That is awesome. All right, so what does something like this run?
So for the Whiskey 3 with the
We'll start with the Bravo first.
So starting with the Bravo, the Bravo starts at about 370.
See, that's not bad, guys. Honestly, because you're looking 4 figures anyways for glass to go on this thing, And
with that, that's mag ready. It's 2 screws. Drop your action in it. You'll need an AICS pattern mag for most inlets. You'd have to refer to the site, but because we have some Tikas that'll take CTR mags.
Okay.
But primarily 90% of our chassis are going to be a AICS pattern mag, whether it's short or long.
Yeah.
That's the standard these days.
That is the standard.
And so it's you don't have to bed it, you don't have to get bottom metal, drop it in, it's mag ready. The next step up, we looked at the X-ray. That's about $470, so about $100 more.
Okay.
And you get the added bonus with so you basically have the same grip panels as the Whiskey 3.
Okay.
There, so you have the same ergonomics. You just you don't have the metal back end. There's not a folder option for that, and then if you're going to go toolless length of pull, you'd have to add that.
Okay.
And it's about I believe a $50 or $60 component for that.
Now for the Ferrari.
So for the Ferrari, for the fixed version with the standard forend, you're looking at about $960 starting off. With the folding version, I want to say you're right around 13. And then
that's not bad though when you look at what some of these rifles cost if you get them that are already all tricked out. That's not bad at all. Is there one more out there? Is that it, Jamie? That's it? We're good.
Yeah, that's it. What we have
that's
here.
it.
Yeah, that's the main line. Yeah.
Dude, you spent a lot of money shipping these here so you could show them on the live stream instead of wasting all that money shipping them back. I think you could leave a couple of them here.
I think they'll stay in Clarksville.
Nice, sweet. All right. Yes, I will do a video. First, I have to beat the snot out of them, and I there's no doubt that they're going to perform awesome, but I just want to get out and shoot. No, also, Pete Jones, he brought up, and we filmed. It's not out yet. It'll be out in a few weeks, guys, but Pete Jones brought up a Aero Precision, and it's a nice gun. It is, but it's not you understand you can take some a good action with a good barrel. You can take a crappy gun and put a new barrel on it, and you put a new chassis on it, and you just breathe new life into your father's old Remington 700 so you also do Saccos?
Yeah, we have.
What are the different brand guns you do?
So, the mainstay is going to be, Remington 700 short and long. 700. That's
that's America. That's America,
right,
guy.
of all your
buy Chevy, you buy Remington 700. No, that's the truth.
We do Tikka.
Tikkas, yeah, good gun.
Tikka, great gun, very underrated. People are catching on to what you have there.
Yeah.
And then we do for the Whiskey 3, we do offer a TRG, Sacco TRG. Seiko Sacco. I've been
depending who's pronouncing it.
Right, yeah.
Sacco.
Sacco, yeah, Sacco.
Non desu ka. You won't beat Sony again.
Huge fans of that, but we do a 42 and a 22, so long and short action version of that. There is for the Bravo, we offer a slightly separate chassis because there's internally there's some form factor issues with fitting, say, standard Savage in our footprint. So we have a kind of a standalone Bravo that is a Savage 10 or 110 or short action Savage.
I noticed that at our last tactical precision rifle class. We only do it one. We did it one time this year, guys. The 2024 calendar is not out yet, but I know for sure we're going to do one in May. But year prior, I had a Savage. Year before that, I had a Savage show up. This past year, I had two guys with Savages, and those guns shot awesome.
They're great.
And
absolutely, yeah.
When we first started a YouTube channel, I did a video on precision sniper rifle, and then it morphed into the advanced sniper rifle, and I did videos on the MRAD, and the original one was the Remington. You remember that one?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah. And I'm talking about, I did a separate video on the Smith & Bender scope, with the H59 reticle, and the seals went with the Tremor 12 and all the crazy and the feedback I got from my viewers were, Carl, we understand US SOCOM can afford a $5,000 scope and a $10,000 gun, and we know you love Surefire flashlights, but how about for us?
Right.
Can you find us up for us? And it didn't dawn on me that, because we get spoiled at always giving the best. And I don't want you to bitch that we spend so much money on the military, because you deer hunting with a $500 scope versus a $5,000 scope deer hunting just means you can see the deer 3 minutes earlier in the morning. The coating's on the glass. Okay, 3 minutes earlier, no big deal, right? Three minutes later in the evening, I want you to see it from our shoes. You're sitting on the Syrian border, and they've got Soviet quality optics, PSO1s and shit like that. And we're running Smith & Benders and Night Force and Leopolds. If I can see the bad guys 5 minutes earlier in the morning, because you understand there's an hour where night vision doesn't work. It just doesn't work real good, right coming up and right going down. But if I can see with my day optic before they can, that's us winning. So I'm big on spending money for optics. I am big on it. But yeah, for sure, a chassis would be second on that list. An action is an action. The barrel's got to be awesome. Barrels shoot out. Actions, and I've heard somebody say, actions wear out, Carl. I know actions wear out, but nobody's going to put 80,000 rounds through a bolt action. Barrels shoot out. You're shooting a 6 mil Creedmoor. You only got 3,000 rounds. Okay, I got it. But what is it for a 6.5? What are they saying now? It's like 9,000 or something like that. Something like that. Before your accuracy. But the 6 millimeter Creedmoor, it's only like 3,000 rounds, which I think is crazy. But it's it's a sharper bullet, better ballistic coefficient, same weight. So you're longer. It drags in the barrel more. You get more barrel wear and shorter barrel life. Dude, this is badass. Guys, I know you can't appreciate that, but that's basically one piece with extra screws. I understand this part's added. There's a couple, but that's a lot of CNCing right there. Dude, congrats, brother. You went from being a knuckle dragger in fifth group.
Still a knuckle dragger, but yeah.
No, but I mean, dude, this is beautiful. Oh shit. What's she telling me? All right, guys, hold on. I got somebody just texted me. Did you guys lose us? Or are we still good? It says we're still good. All right, I got to get back to questions here. We got some more coming up here. Here, I'm gonna hand you this again.
All right, no problem.
All right. All right, Havoc 44-2000. Man, his mom must have had a lot of kids. Holy shit. What do you prefer for 5.56, 77 grain Black Hills, 70 grain TSX, or 62 grain M855A1 dual ammunition? All right, now you mentioned dual at the end. If I was going to do precision rifle in a 5.56 gun, 77 grain Black Hills. We say Black Hills because that was what, the 262, I think it was.
Yeah.
And everybody has cloned it. I actually had Pine Valley Munitions. They're out of business now, but they made me some clone of the Black Hills 77 grain. And when I did grouping drills, they actually outshot Black Hills.
Yeah.
But again, that would be for accuracy. But you say dual round. Home defense, you guys hear me say I like varmint rounds, your VMAX rounds, because they go in and they blow up. They're made for groundhogs. You don't get over penetration through the refrigerator. If not frange, you can get frange. Works good for home defense. Outside the house, dual ammo. I can't lie. The bandoliers of ammo in the Jeep, the bandolier of ammo in the back of the Suburban is M855A1. And I like M855A1. I know it was rough on the guns when it first came out because the angle of the follower, and it was scratching feed ramps. It doesn't scratch my guns. I put it through Lancer mags and new P mags. What's your opinion? Or don't you care? Like,
no,
man,
I mean, I like accuracy, but I've
car doors, windshields.
Right. No. Well,
wall.
I mean, I've read a lot of stuff on what the internet says, and the 77 grain has a special place in my heart.
Oh yeah, of course. That's precision rifle ammo right there.
We had the SPRs.
Yeah, SPRs.
The Mod H's in fifth group.
Steve Holland usually sits there,
right.
And he had. It's not up here today, I don't think. No, he took it back. That's his AK. It's not an AK. It's a LAR 47. But right here we had the original SPR in 6.8.
Nice.
And so yes, Steve, the Mod H is a no shit Mod Holland. But anyway, so yeah, I'm a big fan of the 77 grain.
But I agree with you, because the 77 grain is great accuracy wise. Mm-hmm. You can hit it, but it's gonna punch through. I've there's been situations downrange where, it's just like green tip.
Yeah,
I can hit the guy, but it's gonna zip through. So you're still.
I used to, when they first came out with the new M855A1, you seen it? It's got the steel tip.
Right, yeah.
When they first came, remember they were marketing that as, the Army's going green. It's lead free. And I got pissed about that, right? I'm like, why? Because it's more expensive. I shot gel with this. And because the copper sticks out past the steel point,
right.
When it hits gel, when it hits soft tissue, there's more drag on the copper. So the copper slows and the steel tip flies out.
Right.
But what it leaves is a copper
hollow
point,
point,
and that
yeah.
hollow point blows up. And when we shot gel with it, I was like, good googly moogly. That is, I'm like, hey, I'm getting the green tip out of the truck. Hey, I need some more of this. And it's hard to find, guys. If you're looking for M855A1, go to your local gun shows, and every once in a while it falls off the truck at a local National Guard training, and it winds up at gun shows. It's legal for you to have it. It is legal ammo. It's not armor piercing. It's just hard to find right now. 5 years from now, there'll be something better. We are less than 20 years away from shoulder-fired lasers on the battlefield. That's the truth.
In a 40-watt range.
Yeah, well, yeah, but but legitimately, gunpowder's not going anywhere for us for a long time. But it just means there's going to be metric shit tons of ammo. That's a medical term, by the way. Metric shit tons of ammo being released to the civilian population. So which is bigger, a metric shit ton or a metric ass ton? Ooh. You can fit shit inside of an ass. So from a measurement standpoint, medically, a metric shit ton is less than a metric ass ton. See, guys, you
like
get
your
the
logic there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I'm
that's
just saying
great.
you get
Yeah.
a little bit of military trivia here for you tonight. All right, my nephew's over there going, that's
Deep
accurate.
thoughts, yeah.
He's like, yeah, that's accurate. That's accurate. You can fit. All right, funny stuff. All right, let's see, guys. I need some more questions for John. All right, you're good just behind. She was chewing my ass. All right, Susan Bridger's actually in Australia.
Oh.
Other side of the planet. She's got her feet hooked underneath her chair. Her hair stands up because she's on the other side of the world
upside
and
down,
gravity
right,
and
yeah,
everything. She's a nice lady, though. Nice lady. Without further ado, Tactical Rifleman Carl, do you foresee automated firearms or drone-like firearms in our military's future? For example, the robot dog from Boston Dynamics with a gun on it. Brother, there are already armed drones. There are already autonomous drones. The autonomous ones are not armed. Now, here's the deal. It's not politically correct right now. So the Air Force is actually calling their armed autonomous drone the wingman, because it has to follow a human around to give it permission. But here's the deal, guys. I honestly, full disclosure, I'm actually planning on going to the AUSA convention, because that's where all the modern stuff is going to be there. No, I'm not bringing a camera. I'm just going to hang out and pass out business cards. Hey, I really want to film this. All right. A drone with a minigun on it. A drone with a 50 cal chain gun on it. Right. We're filming with Daycraft Systems. They make a minigun upgrade kit, but they also have a chain gun 50 cal chain gun and a chain gun 40 millimeter. But they're so light you can put them on a drone. I'm like, oh, that's exactly what a drone needs is 50 cal API, right? But anyways, guys, I know you all have Netflix and everything else. I don't remember if it is. I understand you don't have access to some of the stuff that I have, and there's some stuff I want to talk around without discussing openly. So what I try to do is give you guys stuff that you can watch open source. And I want to say it was on Amazon channel or somewhere. There's a series about future weapons, or like the history of a secret. I don't remember exactly what it was. I'll tell you what, I'll look it up for you. But they had one talking about AI specifically with weapons. And swarm drones is already a thing. It's been out for 10 years already. But they're to the point now where they're autonomous. And they had a autonomous F-16 computer that they took the top instructor at the F-16 school. He's the top instructor. and they put him in the simulator against this AI F-16 pilot, and they kept score on the dry eraser board. And at the end of the day, he was scared to death because he had lost 12 out of 12 dogfights. 12 out of 12 dogfights. And from there, what they were talking about AI. And AI is improving so fast, guys. Our era in the military, drones were out there, but drone warfare on the battlefield, it was not a two-way fight. It wasn't. But now every modern nation is watching the war in Ukraine. And at the beginning of the thing in Ukraine back in 2014, 2015, I went to Ukraine in 2015 at the kickoff of this thing to sell thermals for sniper rifles. So I had snipers from every unit with their general standing behind them. Yeah. And I got to interact with all these guys, but they're telling me all these war stories. You know, you go to move a company of infantry through the woods, used to be, fire team wedges and stuff.
Right.
There'd be a little drone that would pick you up on thermal, and Russian tactics, they would blanket barrage artillery.
Right.
So now, you try moving as a platoon, but there are so many little drones, they blanket barrage a platoon. So now, can you imagine a battalion commander trying to move his companies in groups of 2 or 3 men or less?
Right.
Because if they're a fire team size, that's big enough to hit with artillery. So tactics has changed a lot and that's why the whole planet, guys, and I know everybody on Instagram and TikTok and clickety-clack and all the other bullshit that everybody's watching, everybody's bashing the war in Ukraine, and we shouldn't be spending money there. We should be closing our border. I agree with you, right? Trump's wall cost $600 million. We spend more than that on new tires in the military in 1 year, okay? He should have had his wall. It was the Republicans that didn't want his wall. Democrats didn't want it. Republicans, the deep swamp, didn't want it, okay? So the war in Ukraine it's the world against Russia. It is. It's like the reason why Russia was supporting North Vietnam, because that was the world against the U.S. back then. It was just fought in Vietnam. I got that. But they were all pouring money into North Vietnam. The same thing. We're in a Cold War with China and Russia right now. Like it or not, we're in a Cold War. But the whole world is watching because tactics are changing every day in Ukraine. And they're to the point where civilian drones that we civilians can buy. You can go online and you can pull up. It's an attachment you can get for your drone. You buy your drone at Best Buy. You buy this attachment off the internet, and for these guys that surf fish, right?
Mm-hmm.
They surf. They fish the surf on the beach. You got to cast out past the waves. But you don't have to cast anymore. You can take your drone, and there's a hook on the bottom. You hook your bait to it, and you fly it out past the waves. And when you hit the button, this little thing velcros to the side of your drone controller. You hit the button, it drops it. It drops your bait.
It's a bomber.
It could drop a frag grenade that's got cloth tape wrapped around it. So it drops, and the tape unrolls, and then the spoon flies, and it goes off when it hits the ground. That's the kind of ghetto technology that they're no shit using in Ukraine right now. And drone technology for us, we go do a call out. We fly in, we land our helicopters, bad guy there, all right? A lot of times you blow open the front door. That's an exclamation point in case he didn't hear the helicopters. But then you get on the megaphone and you say, hey, Abu Shithead, we know you're in there, come on out. Come on out. The wife and kids come out. Then oogly boogly, he's not in there, okay? So come on out, he doesn't come out. So I take a drone off of his back, this big, got a 19-gram shake charge in it. We fly it up over the roof, flat concrete roof, detonate it, blows a hole. I take the next one off his back, hook it to my phone. We fly it down through the hole. It's got a camera, a mic, and a speaker. and we fly it, we search the house. Abu Shidad's hiding under the bed. You lower it down. Hey, Abu Shidad, we see you. Come on out. Come on out. You're not getting away. Come on out. If he shoots the drone with the AK, I take the third one off of his back, 19-gram shike charge. Did I mention that? Fly it down through the hole, bring it right up over the bed, and detonate it. I did not risk anybody's life, and that is current technology being used by the U.S. government agencies as we speak today. And it has been, and technology is ramping so fast, guys, that I encourage you to not worry about political spins on stuff. Just look at raw data and stay up on precision rifles, stay up on night vision. But you need to start looking satellites and drones. And if you don't own a drone or three, and if you're not teaching your 13-year-old kid how to run a drone and letting him play with it, because you understand in 2 years when you need it, you then have a 15-year-old who's been flying your drone for 2 years, right? See what I'm getting at here? I'm just saying, I want to open your mind, guys, that there's a lot of stuff on the horizon. Precision rifle. The latest hotness is precision rifles. They want to be able to shoot at the 2-mile mark. I saw a thing, and I won't say what company's doing it, but they fly drones out with atmospheric sensors. They actually pick up wind, barometric pressure, everything. They set them every 500 meters all the way out for 2 miles. And they're like, that way we can calculate winds the whole way. Your shot group goes from 25 feet down to like 4 feet, and you can hit a piece of steel at 2 miles. And they're like, Carl, that's awesome, right? And the whole time I'm thinking, me in the hide site, and the bad guys, one guy gets hit in the chest, but they look and there's a row of freaking drones every 500 meters going straight back to one mountain peak. Try to guess what mountain peak I'm on, right? Yeah. So 2 mile sniper shots, why? Steve Holland said it best. Why shoot a Barrett 50 cal at a Scud missile at 2,000 meters and hope you hit when you can shoot a javelin missile at it from 2,000 meters and you're guaranteed to hit. Call in air. So it's some technology I'm all about and I wasn't joking, guys. I've talked to some of the scientists out there, and man-portable lasers for the use on the battlefield, guys, we're less than 10 years away from that shit. That is badass. I don't want to carry the batteries for it, but that's why God made privates. That's right. Why God made privates, right? That is a good beer, dude. Let's see if they got any other questions for you. Guys, you understand, I'm probably not getting John back one because I'm not giving him enough time to talk here. But
not very photogenic.
2, it's a long ways away. We already did that one. Cash Me Outside. These guys got weird ass names, man. Ask him what they have that will fit a Winchester Model 70, and if Carl has a discount code. Do you have anything for? Let's try it.
Yeah, we don't have a 70. We don't have a Winchester.
You don't have any Winchesters at all.
Sadly. No.
Okay. No, that's fair. Guy, go get yourself a Remington 700. Actually, Sacco actions are really sexy. What they're asking about is Mike Gibson Manufacturing. They give me a TR10 discount code. Yeah. I have all these companies offer, and of course I don't make a dime off of that. There's a couple companies that give me a kickback, but not many. But I always ask companies if I could get a discount code. Do you do discount codes?
That that's something we could talk about. Yeah.
See that? He's we'll talk about it, Carl. You ain't getting one, but we'll talk about it. I think doable. Doable.
Yeah, I think it's doable.
Okay, see, guys, I planned on asking him anyways. It was on the notes. I planned on asking him, try to get you guys a TR10 or at least a TR5 something. I've got discounts for coffee, all kinds of stuff, steel targets. Nutrient survival, guys. I have to remind you guys because this is September. It's preparedness month. I don't know if you knew that.
Yep.
Nutrient survival. They make freeze dried foods.
Yeah, you got your.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It always looks
got
good.
my
Yeah,
bucket
is it
right
under
here.
here? Yeah,
You've been
nice.
kicking it. He's been kicking my bucket.
Yeah.
Guys, you don't have to buy my bucket, but I looked at their website and they had all these Alaskan survival guy and all these. They had buckets, and I looked at the packing list and I was like, "That's not the buckets I wanted." Randy works. He wants to know why we're not at the Leatherwood Distillery. Yeah. How about no, Randy? How about no? So, anyways, you don't have to buy mine, but we have a code TR10. You go to Nutrient Survival. It is Preparedness Month. If you go there, and no purchase necessary, but if you go there this month, you sign up, and they're doing a giveaway of $4,000 worth of survival gear. And one of the things they're giving away is a certificate for a 2-day tactical rifleman class, $750 value. You pick any class on the 2024 calendar, and it's a good deal. And that's me supporting them because they support me, and they gave me my own bucket, which is kind of cool. Oh, dude, man, you got to check out the bucket. Comes with a special sticker and everything, but you got to check out the patch they made for them.
Nice.
Is that not
That's
badass?
cool.
Right? I don't have these. You can't ask me for these. You want one of these, you got to buy my bucket. You got to buy my bucket. If I had two, I'd give you one, dude. But I gave one to Steve Holland. Had to have one. You know I love Steve, guys. I love Steve. All right, that's my shameless plug for Nutrient Survival. Guys, I want to say it's Wednesday. It might be Thursday. It's actually Thursday. This Thursday at 5 p.m. I'm gonna be on Nutrient Survival does a live stream. If you want to see jackassery, because my wife won't let me do profanity on Tactical Rifleman, but I will be on the Nutrient Survival live stream. And it's always a hoot hanging out with them. And I promise to keep it PG-13. I will. But we'll talk survival stuff and everything. And it's a good time. That's at 5 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Pacific. They're Pacific time. They're out there with you, man. You Pacific? You're Mountain.
We're Mountain.
You're Mountain. So they're out. They're actually in Reno, Nevada.
Yeah.
I won this Jeep. I won my Jeep in this right before I retired, actually. Maxim magazine, the girl magazine, right? Maxim magazine.
Maxim
Jeep.
sex, as the Iraqis called it.
Maxim sex.
Yeah.
The only porn allowed in the AFIs anymore. Maxim magazine and Jeep put together the shooting competition called the Maximum Warrior Competition. So anyways, long story short, 4 Marines, 3 SEALs, Air Force fighter pilot, and a couple of guys, and crusty old Sergeant Major from 5th Group. I end up winning the Jeep. Well, I love my Jeep. I beat the snot out of that thing, dude. I put a 6.4 Hemi in it. I got me an off-road trailer that's totally badass. Off-road camper, independent suspension. You can roll the trailer, and it wouldn't roll the Jeep. Anyways, badass. Queen-size bed. Love the thing. Well, I took it to Moab, Utah a couple times, but while I was out there, Nutrient Survival, they're like, hey, we're right near the Rubicon Trail. And I was like, Rubicon Trail, that's California, but it's on every off-road guy's bucket list. You got to do it. You got to do Rubicon Trail. So I'm like, I've got 3 ARs and like 5 pistols. And none of them are allowed in California. So we filled up with gas. We stashed my camper at Nutrient Survival, and we drove into California. Near Sacramento is the start of the Rubicon Trail. It ends at Lake Tahoe in Reno, Nevada. So we did the whole trail, made it back. I did a tour of Nutrient Survival, and I was friends with them before because I'm a big believer in, one, if you're going to stock up on stuff, you might as well get stuff that's good for you. And Nutrient Survival is the best. If you look at the nutritional value all the vitamins, all that minerals, everything else. They stock the shit higher than just the food that's in it. So it's a little more expensive, but I was like, this stuff, to me, it's worth it. I don't like empty calories, but touring the factory, my son flew in to do the Rubicon Trail with me. And it was awesome. I'd never been to a factory like that, and seeing the chef that actually comes up with the recipes, and then, okay, he made this and it's good. Now, how do we make 500 gallons of it at a pop? And I have a Harvest Right freeze dryer out in my workshop. I can do 5 trays at it, like it's apple season. So I'm doing trays of sliced apples. I'm tired of peeling apples. God bless.
Cutting worms out.
Yeah, exactly. Cutting the worms out. Their freeze dryer, not only could you walk into it, I could put a bus inside of it. The thing is just massive, and it's all sterile. And they made me put on a hairnet and all. But anyway, it was cool, man. It was cool. I enjoyed it. I did enjoy it. All right. Next question. You're good just behind. I'm sorry, Miss Britcher. You're going to have to cut me some slack. Philip Wilson threw down $5 minus shipping and handling. I know that Carl shies away from product recommendations. How much should I budget for a 308 precision loadout? All right, I'll let you start with that one. Somebody wanting to start with 308, but for precision rifle.
I mean, these days, if you're not talking optic, I think you can about the $1,000 range. You know, I would say
you could get a nice gun really for $1,000.
You know, or you get a. There's a lot of companies that'll offer a barrel to action.
Plain without a stock
just
on it.
Without a stock on it, right?
And then you can go to KRG, get a Bravo, or what I like to do, guys, is if you want the better one, but you can only afford the Bravo, get yourself an envelope and write KRG on it. No, I'm not joking. And then instead of getting that $12 fufu latte, say, I'm not gonna get a fufu latte today. I'm gonna put that $12 in my envelope. And I did lens replacement in my eye that way. I put a 6.4 Hemi in my Jeep that way, guys. All right, granted, it took me 10 years to save up enough money. That was a fat envelope. It was actually 3 envelopes. I would save all my tip money from Tier 1 group. Oh, man, I felt like a freaking dope dealer. Driving up to Chicago where they did the conversion. They're like, yeah, Carl, bring up the Jeep, drop it off. And I'm like filling all the lock boxes in the Jeep with money. Man, I'm taping it on me and shit. Oh, anyways, I'll agree with that. You buy, I see actions on Instagram all the time.
Yeah, I was gonna say, honestly, the used market's great. The Tika T3, great platform. The stocks are kind of Tupperware stocks. The standard ones, but I mean, you can get a.
He has a lot of Remington 700 actions. Go find your. Not joking. Again, if you're going to be going to gun shows, look for. I was a big fan of the Sendero.
Yeah.
It's a medium contour barrel, but it's accurized. Yeah. And.
Varmint. You don't need a truck axle barrel. A lot of guys like that because it looks cool on Instagram. But I mean, a medium Palma Sendero barrel, heavy varmint, medium varmint. Those are great options. You're
without a doubt.
Yeah.
And if you just have an action, everybody knows proof barrels are awesome. I've got another company, guys, that does same type stuff. I actually have one here. And I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Helix Precision. You heard of Helix Precision?
I don't know.
Cool part about Helix Precision, think of it the Proof Research carbon wrapper. And I'm a big fan of Proof Research barrels. That's what's on my P3. But one thing I like about these guys, I'll pull it out. And this is a 6.5 barrel. You see the carbon on it, and this is sexy. right? It's cut. It's not threaded. I specifically had them cut it so you guys could see what's different about these guys than Proof Research. I'm not bashing Proof Research, but if a company wants to offer 16-inch, 18-inch, 20-inch, 22 and 24-inch Proof Research barrels, they have to have them all in stock already cut. And then they thread them to whatever thread you require. But the way Helix does their barrels, this is their max length. And if you want something shorter, it can be cut without destroying the makeup of the carbon fiber. In other words, this can be sized. So for you gun guys out there, you gunsmiths that are making your own guns, it's a company called Helix and Helix Precision, and they're new, but I asked them to give me one just to sit on my desk to talk to you guys about it. And
what's the weight on that?
Dude, it ain't bad.
No,
It ain't
awesome.
bad. It's not bad.
Very cool.
But again, that's just a stock barrel.
Yeah.
Um,
Thread it, chamber it.
Yep.
Yeah. Beautiful.
I'm a big suppressor, guys. You know I am, because I want big. It's not so much getting rid of the noise. I want to be able to get rid of the flash. I don't like being shot at. I would prefer to cheat. I've actually heard people say that snipers are cowards. Okay, I disagree with that, but I also had a company commander. He was an old Delta guy, Major Joe Whalen, and he's the guy that got our company in the initial invasion of Afghanistan. And Major Joe Whalen said, if a sniper is doing his job correctly, he will never get a Valorous Award. And I thought about that, and no shit, I've had like 4 or 5 Bronze Stars with V's downgraded because they're like, Carl, nobody was shooting at you. And I'm like, yeah, okay. So they're like, well, we'll give you this. And I end up telling them, no, you need to keep it. Tear that shit up. So I have 3 Bronze Star. I got an Archon with a V, and but there's a lot of other ones that they're like, nah, it's too late in the deployment to restart new paperwork. I'm like, you're right. I don't want to do it.
You're
I don't
not a
want to
blue
do
sticker.
it. Man,
sorry, what?
5th group was never good at awards. We were terrible at awards. I see guys in 7th group getting silver stars for manning a machine gun on a Humvee. I'm like, what? Dude, you get it. Somebody buys you a beer in 5th group if you man a machine gun during a gunfight, but you don't get an award for that. I mean, come on. But funny stuff indeed. Helix barrels, Proof Research, and I cannot remember that other company. You got a favorite barrel company?
Man, there's
I can't.
man,
It's right on the
so
tip
many
of my
good
tongue.
ones. I mean, there's,
Jen used to work this. She just quit.
there's Krieger.
Yeah, Krieger
Brooks.
barrels. Krieger. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's one
A lot
other
of great
company
ones.
also.
Criterion's a good one if you're doing a pre-fit barrel. Proof's great,
Yeah.
but Criterion, they offer a lot of the pre-fits where, you're not going to have to send it to a gunsmith. You know, if you have a couple tools and a little bit of man knowledge,
you can do it
you
yourself. Very cool.
serve
Colby
it on there.
Dixon, he's a Air Force guy. Thank you, Colby, for your service. He's also one of my patrons, I believe. Carl Kama. Will there be a precision rifle class next year, and can I bring a 20-inch 5.56 rifle that class with the primary ohm scope that you gave me? We did a giveaway on one of our live streams, kind of like we're doing tonight. I'm not asking you to give away one of your stocks, but we gave away a primary arms scope. I want to say it was like a 3 to 18, 3.5 to 18, something like that. Colby, if you're watching, every precision rifle class, we have guys that show up with 5.56 guns. The purpose of my classes are not pass or fail. They're not for you to come be the best shot in the class. The purpose of my classes are for you to come learn, not just get a certificate. And I mean, you get a sexy shirt. This is a pistol carbine shirt. the goal is for you to learn, and you can learn with 5.56 just like you can learn with 6.5 Creedmoor or 308. I've had guys show up with 300 Norma. Obviously, it does a little better on the 1,000-meter target than the 5.56 guy does, but who's learning to deal with wind better? Who's dealing with their ballistic arch sooner? And the 5.56 guys and the 308 guys, it's cool to actually shoot at distances where your bullet starts going from supersonic to subsonic, and then in the middle there we call it transonic, right when that breaking of the sound barrier is starting to catch up to your bullet. Your bullet goes from being very accurate to, oh snap, what's that? And then it just falls to pieces. You go from a half MOA gun to a 4 MOA gun, and
it's less danger space.
Yeah,
and I think
exactly.
about that as drop, but also danger space if you think windage.
Yeah.
Right. So you have to be more accurate in your call.
Yeah.
To get on target.
Can you hit an 800 5.56? You can. But is it going to be a first round hit? Probably not. I wouldn't shoot at. Honest guys, I don't want to shoot at anybody till I get them 300 to 400 meters is where I want you, because I own you. I own all of them. You don't stand a chance. Day, night, high winds, rain, snow. But I know you can't hit me with your AK or your 5.56, because all you do is pew-pew on weekends for Instagram. But if I can get you 300 to 400, woo, Sarge, you don't stand a chance. You don't stand a chance. Now, our assaulters would get mad. We had a couple deployments, and we'd hit a house. This was 2005, 2006, 2007 time frame, and SIGINT targeting, locking up cell phones. That was all brand new then. Nobody knew how we were doing it. So, and the Iraqis just know, the Americans walk around doing hot potato, and we always get the bad guy. So, but the bad guys were like, shit, dude, you got 80 apartments in the building. They come right to the correct apartment. And you can't beat the ICTF because we always stack the deck in our favor. So the bad guys would throw the gun down. They wouldn't fight. So we were getting jackpot, the high value target, every night. And the assaulters were getting mad because they were getting jackpot. It was always a success, but nobody was getting a confirmed kill.
Right,
Nobody's getting confirmed. But as soon as we'd hit the target and you had sector secure, the snipers would go up to the roof. Well, the high value target that lives in apartment 16, all his Jundies, all his fellow terrorists live out around him. And they're like, oh, snap, man. They're at boss's house. So they're all outside.
Coming to the party.
But they don't want to fight the Americans. They don't want to fight the Americans. So with their AKs, they don't want to get too close. So they'd all stay back at 300 meters because they know it's 300. Nobody can hit me out here. Nobody hit me. But the snipers up on the roof with the SR-25s, and they had the PVS-22s on them. And we practiced all the time. And Brad Fowers and all his snipers, and Chris Papard and all his snipers, and all the other snipers, they were going out every night, and they're coming back in, and the assaulters are all pissed off because they didn't get any kills. They caught jackpot, and they're like, but the snipers shot 4 people up on the roof, and it was a good time to be a sniper back then. It was a good time just to be an A15 or B23, our sister company. All right, Susan's giving us some more here. All right. Guys, keep sending questions. That was Colby's. Next one's from DH. His mom didn't even give him a whole name.
Not a whole name. Yeah.
Thoughts on barrel length for a 308 bolt gun and AR-10? Go ahead, dude. What do you think? He specifically says 308.
308, yeah. So, again, for me, I like a shorter barrel. It depends what type of stuff you're doing. If you're shooting competition, not too many people running 308s anymore.
Yeah.
Competition, but older days, you probably have a longer barrel. You get that extra ballistic, advantage. Mm-hmm. For, military guys, doing what we used to do. A shorter barrel is a little nicer because you lose some ballistic advantage, but you're suppressed a lot of times. Cause
put a suppressor on the gun. That's adding more length, guys.
Yeah, you already have a length penalty there because you're doing a lot of stuff at night. Most of your work's done at night. And again, we're gonna cheat. We're gonna get closer.
Yeah.
It's not this, mile and a half shot or mile shot. So
what length? What do you think?
I'm gonna go 308. I'm gonna say probably 16, 18 inch. 16
to 18 inch. I was gonna say 18 inch myself. So we're in agreement there. Guys, if you're new to precision rifle, I know I'm a military guy, right? And understand my first 308 rifle was 1986 in the military. All right, I was in Korea, and my whole career I shot 308. Right, we had 300 Win mags. The 338 Lapua was coming on then. They've since done away with that. Is the 300 Norma is your long range gun, and then the 338 Norma is your barrier penetrator round. I got that. Get through those cockpit windows and stuff like that. But if you want to learn precision rifle, basically for the same price, you can go with 6.5 Creedmoor. You're going to enjoy shooting it more. It is a better round ballistically. It's the same casing. Recoil's the same. One thing I will say, though, is if you're planning zombie apocalypse or whatever it is you're worried about going on, 308 gives you a lot more options. You can pick up some 220 grain Sierra Match Kings and hand load your own subsonic rounds. You can go to a gun show and get some 30-06 armor piercing incendiary, come back, pull the bullets, and they load perfect in the 308. Okay, so 308 gives you options, but just understand if you're planning on buying it and going and shooting competitions, that's fine. You will have fun at a competition. It is great for learning. I encourage people to compete, but I understand. Understand the guys with the 6mm Creedmoors and the 6.5 Creedmoors are going to outshoot you depending on the match. All right. I got one more, and then we're going to give a shout out to Benji real quick. This from G, another one of my patrons. No question. Just want to say thank you again to you and your instructors for the awesome training last week. I learned a metric ass ton and improved a lot. All right, dude, I appreciate that. I do appreciate that.
And ass is the bigger. It's the bigger of the two.
Yep.
Right?
Ass is more than a shit ton. All right. Can you give Benji a shout out? He's been answering a lot of the specific KRG questions for us. He's your buddy?
He's one of our guys.
Benji, I appreciate you hanging out with us. I also want to give a shout out to Annalise. Annalise, you guys know her as Kentucky Fried Korean. She's one of my patrons, her and her husband, Kyle. They're one of my favorite couples here in Kentucky. They are awesome, and I want to wish her a happy birthday. I want to wish.
Happy birthday!
She is a. If you go to, you remember the old encyclopedia sets, and there'd be like one for each letter. If you go to the N and you open it up, it'd be nutbag, comma full blown nutbag. There's a picture of Annalise. She is awesome. Annalise is awesome, and her husband is the quietest little country boy. They both love guns. but she is the anti-quiet person. She is animated. The girl is animated. She is animated. We love Annalise. She makes. I thought I had her Annalise's candle. She made one. It's called Carl's Cookies. It's. I got it in the man room. You want to go grab that candle for me? It's on the shelf in the man room. It's called Carl's Cookies. I'm not joking. Her husband came and took a class with us at the Louisville Armory. She was supposed to sign up, but she chickened out. She says she had to work, but we know she chickened out. She was scared. But it was a high-risk travel class, and she heard we were going to be handcuffing them and putting them in the trunk of a car. Nice. So anyway, she didn't show up. Kyle shows up.
Trying to get my wife we want to come to one of the high risk. Yeah.
Okay. No, that'd be
that's
awesome. What you and your wife do with handcuffs, dude, you know, that's fine. That's fine. No, you and your wife are always welcome to come. Anyway, Kyle comes, so she sends these tubs of cookies, chocolate chip cookies. And well, she made these blueberry white chocolate chip ones, and I'm like, all right, it's a cookie, right? It's a cookie's a cookie, right? It's gonna be good. All cookies are good,
yeah,
right? Cookies are good. These things, dude, were ambrosia. You know, Moses would have been like, I'm not doing the bread anymore. This is it. Thank you, right? These things were so awesome, and I shared with the class, but I'm giving them like, you can have one, you know, because I'm wanting them all for myself. They're so good. So she ends up making more. Well, she starts making homemade candles. And how do you make a candle smell like those? I don't know. But I've lit it a couple times, but I'll have it sitting in the glove box of the Suburban, and the vehicle gets hot, right? So I'll go jump in the Suburban. I'll need something outside the console. I'll open it up, and it just hits you. It hits you in the face. Like, oh my God, that smells so good.
Glorious.
And anyway, so Annalise, happy birthday. Thank you for the candle. She made one for Emery. It's called Battle Breath, right? It's the smell of coffee mixed with tobacco with, I think, like some gunpowder smell or something. Smells like Emery. And so anyways, it's not a good name for marketing. She hasn't sold a lot of them. Who saw that coming? All right. My two sons are watching you live. Can you give them a shout out? Dalton and Kaysen. And this is Jordan Carlson. Yeah. Dalton and Kaysen. I think, right? That's how you pronounce that? Kaysen?
Kaysen? Yeah.
Dalton and Kaysen. A shout out here from the Tactical Rifleman crew. And Nick and I had a badass time this weekend. Can't wait till next time. Jordan Carlson is one of my Medal of Honor patrons. Super, super great guy. Jordan, I'm going to bring you a bottle of Dead Red, my homemade wine, to the Patreon course. I'm going to give it to you. I'm hoping you can get the days off to take Patreon course. But anyways, he brought Nick, a friend of his there in Texas. Jordan wasn't a Green Beret, but his buddy Nick was a 7th group guy. Well, they both came and took advanced pistol carbine Saturday and Sunday. Jordan had already taken a bunch of the other classes, so they show up, and Nick was, who's also a firearms instructor, 18 Delta. He's like, man, I've really been looking
Charlies
forward.
And Deltas,
right? Yeah. He's like, I've been looking forward to meeting you and learning from you. And I'm like, dude, I'm just a regular guy. I'm not, guys. I'm nothing special. But Nick and Jordan both, they shot awesome. They didn't take high shooter, but they came very close. I had a young cop there from Tennessee. He's one of their firearms instructors. He had just did the pistol carbine course. He took high shooter there, and then he stayed for the advanced pistol carbine. And he took high shooter there also. Good shooter. But even he had to admit, he's like, I thought I was good, but Emery helping me with my pistol and soaking everything up from you, Carl, you've made me a better instructor, a better shooter. So, Jordan, shout out to your sons, and shout out to you. And please say hi to Nick for me. I'm sorry I couldn't get down there Sunday night to visit with you guys, but I had just done 5 days straight classes. I needed to get home, wash all the sunburn and carbon and dirt off. I got in the hot tub and fell asleep. My wife tucked me into bed, and I woke up yesterday morning late, had coffee with the family, and it was glorious. It was 8 shots of espresso, a little bit of sweet Italian cream. I love my coffee, dude. I'm a big, dude. 100%. I love this beer. Dude, where'd you get it at, man?
That was
Class 6 on base?
No, it was Mulligan's. Yeah, Mulligan's off of
Really? So a regular package store?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Guys, you want to try some of the best Belgian beer I've had all day? This stuff right here is the bomb. This stuff is the bomb. They know I usually drink coffee during the live streams, and then I wonder why I can't get to sleep afterwards.
Should be good tonight.
That is good. Good stuff. Guys, we've got I got 20 minutes left. All right. Jordan sent another picture of him hanging out. You remember Spence?
Oh, yeah.
Chris Spence.
Chris, yeah.
Guys, that's Jordan right there. He's hanging out with Chris Spence. You saw Chris on one of our videos we did. He was repping this less lethal system for training. It's actually right above the doorway right there. Totally badass. It's like UTM, but better. It hurts a lot more, and they got marking round magazines. It's like mini paintballs.
Nice,
They're totally
yeah.
badass. So like for doing medical training, you could like lump up the guy and have them actually treat where the rounds hit. And anyways, that's Jordan with him. So Jordan, I appreciate the shout out. And yeah, I'd love to meet your sons. Even if you can't come do the Patreon course, I'd love to. I will be there. We're doing Gun Runner Pistol on the 21st, 22nd. That is the weekend before Patreon. We have Monday off for me to set up Patreon, and then Patreon starts Tuesday through Friday. And it's going to be awesome. And again, that is in October. Yeah, Patreon is... I got my calendar right here, guys. I missed it. I went the wrong way. All right. Gulf Shores, AUSA. Patreon is 24th through the 27th. Like I said, Tuesday through Friday. Friday, we're shooting from a Little Bird. I'm renting a Little Bird for my patrons to shoot out of. But Honest Jordan, any one of those nights, I'd love to have. If you can't do Gun Runner Pistol, which would be awesome, or if you can't do
The email.
if you can't do the Patreon course, at least come stop by one night, you and Nick, and drink with us. We have a huge bar. It's a cowboy rodeo ring that it's all a bar right there at the Cowboy Town Beaumont Ranch where we're holding our Patreon course. For all my patrons out there, I still have slots left if you'd like to attend the Patreon course this year. Again, it is 24 through 27 October. If you can't make it, or if you're not a patron and you just want to do a 2-day pistol course, Gun Runner Pistol is 21 and 22 October, again, down in Texas. It's going to be a great time indeed, without a doubt. All right. I forgot to ask you, got anything else you want to cover?
Well,
All right, well, I'll tell you what.
You're a
I
good
got
person,
you. You
yeah.
are XL, right?
XL?
All right, guys, I was
XL.
going to get him one of our precision rifle shirts, but I did not have an XL one. So I got you an advanced pistol carbine one. Nobody can get these shirts unless they attend the course or if you bring me a rifle stock. So, dude, congrats. It's going to look good on you.
Awesome. Well, I have something for you, too. as well.
You brought me, and you already brought me a glass,
I
dude.
got
We're
you
good.
a glass and KRG. It's our low vis shirt.
Nice.
Kind of low vis.
Shirt,
Yeah, a little
extend
bit low
your
vis, yeah.
range. No, that's cool. See, you know what's awesome about that is, remember he said it's low vis, right? So he's
could
not
be
pimping.
mountain biking.
He's not pimping logo.
Right.
He's not doing. He's giving this saying, Carl, this is because we're not doing marketing because we want to give you a good shirt, or he's saying, Carl, we don't want you repping us. One of the two. No, dude, that's a good looking shirt, dude. That's better looking than my shirt. That's better looking. All right, now we match.
Now we're
we're
good.
fifth
There we
group
go.
brothers.
Yeah.
Fifth group brothers. There we go. Right. You taking off, Jamie? Oh, not yet. Woodchuck, come here. Come here. Can you slide this way some?
Can I? I'm gonna use the head.
He's gonna go. He's gonna go tinkle. Come here, guys. I want to introduce you to my nephew-in-law. He just married my niece a couple years ago.
What's going on, guys?
This is my nephew Jamie. I'm very proud of Jamie. I'm glad to have him in the family. He's the one that got me that Viking wood splitting sword. He's quite the nutbag. He fits in quite well with us here. What's the new job? Are you allowed to talk about it yet?
No, I wouldn't say I can talk about it.
Okay.
It's still,
Not gonna talk, but let's just say he got his badge back.
You can still ask me law enforcement questions if y'all got some.
All right.
I'll always do Johnny Law for the
What
for
we're
the
going to do is
channel.
we're going to bring Jamie back, his law enforcement background. He was in the military for a little bit, but he's been in law enforcement, SWAT, all that for quite a while. And we're going to bring him back on future live streams, and we're gonna do a Ask the Cop.
Yeah, coffee with a cop. You know.
Coffee with a cop, except it'll be you're responsible for bringing the Belgian beer.
That was good
All right,
stuff.
all right. We got 2 more super chats just came in. On bets, this from Annalise and Kyle. All right, happy birthday. Any bets on whether or not Annalise chickens out of this weekend's class? Thanks for the birthday wish. Made her day. Annalise and Tony, the guy that won the Tomahawk high bidder on the auction. Thank you, Tony, for doing that. Because Ray Craddock really needs that money, so I appreciate him bidding on it. Annalise and Tony are both signed up for Gunrunner Carbine. That is this Saturday and Sunday. If you want to hang out with Tony, who's a totally awesome dude, and Annalise, who's a full-blown nutbag, you can sign up at tacticalrifleman.com. This weekend's class, Gunrunner Carbine, 2-day class. Again, it's just carbine. It's totally badass. I've still got some slots left for it. And the class is actually on sale right now. So Annalise is not going to chicken out because Emery is going to take great care of her. Philip Wilson just threw down $2 minus shipping and handling. What are the details on Little Bird Shoot at Patreon? One, you got to sign up to attend, but we cover our Patreon course is not like a regular tactical rifleman course where it's sun up to sundown, us beating the snot out of you. We shorter classes, longer breaks, having fun, long lunches, long dinners. We go out to dinner at night, we party, and then it's spirits around the bonfire right back there. Everybody stays at Beaumont Ranch. That is a cowboy town. It is beautiful. Classes are different every day. We've got range days. We've got shooting competitions with a prize table. Everybody gets a prize. For example, I got one of the prizes right here. It is a autographed copy of Ultimate Sniper. I've got optics. I've got all kinds of great stuff. The final day, Friday, I have rented a Little Bird helicopter. Serious as a heart attack. You can't make it up. I am fitting the bill, and that went my entire profit margin. But I'm doing it for my patrons. We're going to have us a great time. And but again, you've got to attend the course if you want to ride on a Little Bird. We did it last year. Ask the patrons that did it last year. And no joke, you are strapped in with an AR, a couple of magazines, and you are burning stuff down. Oh, you're not out of here yet, John. I need you to come back. Anyways, thank you, Jamie, for helping me run the show tonight.
You guys be good.
I appreciate it.
Donate Eater, I didn't flag anybody. And Vince and Susan, howdy.
There you go. You did not. All right. Come on in, John. We're going to say goodbye. And John, I'm sorry we didn't meet while we were at group. Our times they overlapped a lot. Isn't it weird? When did you get to 5th group?
Early 05.
So he got there in 05. Don't judge me. I got there in 93. All right. So I'm a little bit before. But I didn't leave till the end of 10, beginning of 11. But all that time, we might have passed each other at group headquarters or whatever, at the sniper locker. But the cool thing about Special Forces, guys, is certain units get assigned to different countries, and you always keep going there. And again, I was in the SIF company, which is kind of a special mission unit. So we're kind of off doing little things. He ended his career there, but I was already gone by then. So I would have liked to have known you back in the day, for sure. You seem like good people. But the cool part is, even though our generations didn't overlap. A generation in SF is 5 years. What I mean by that is most guys come to an A team and they're only on the A team 3 to 5 years, and then they go to SWIC for a while, and then they come back. So personalities on A teams change every 5 years. So Steve Holland was a couple generations ahead of me. Randy Worst was a couple generations ahead of me. Steve Holland was the guy that started the Sniper Locker. He was an instructor at the Sniper Locker. I never went to the schoolhouse. I stayed. I was that guy that wanted to hide under a rucksack forever. They made me go to group headquarters for 1 year and be first sergeant. That was my purgatory. My first time on a B team. I was never on a C team. My first time on a B team was company sergeant major. That's not too
awesome.
bad.
That's amazing.
Right? That's not too bad. I stayed on an A team forever, except for that 1 year. I never went to the Sergeant Major's Academy.
That's glorious.
Right?
Yeah.
I never got my lobotomy. Got to keep my spine.
You had the short one, right?
I went to the Air Force Academy, 5 weeks long.
Do you remember, oh man, Sergeant Major Cunningham?
Cunningham, yes.
I think he did the short one too.
Dude, I talked to
I don't
Sergeant
want to
Major.
tell stories, but yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I talked to Sergeant Major Cunningham. I want to say 6-7 months ago.
He was when I went to group, it was third
He was
battalion. He was my company sergeant major.
Yeah,
and it was
he was awesome. I knew him as acting group sergeant major, and our last formal. Me and my wife went to the formal. I was sergeant major. She was the smoking hot chick in the long gown with the company sergeant major. But we were talking outside, and he looked at me and he said, "You remember when you retire?" You need to take care of your. He's looking at my wife. He's like, you need to take care of your family, because after you retire, none of these people are going to take care of you, and that stuck with me. And I was like, okay. And fast forward, he's very big in Chapter 38, the local SF association. And he does take care of the guys. He does.
He was always about taking care of the guys.
But one thing he did, the reason why I ended up calling him was he helped me take care of Warwick Marsh. I don't know if you ever met Wick.
Wick, yeah. He was a Safari instructor.
Safari. Right, you guys were both up there at schools. The SAFAUC committee and the Sniper Locker in the same building. Wick, good people. You guys know Wick. Wick was one of my assistant instructors this whole week with Emery and Randy Worst. But Wick had fallen off the wagon, was in a bad way, depressed and everything for a couple of months. And Sergeant Major Cunningham, always being that sergeant major that would do anything to take care of the troops, dropped everything he was doing to help Wick, and paid for hotel rooms for him, and all this other stuff. And so anyways, anytime, anywhere, Sergeant Major Cunningham ever asks me for anything, I will always be there for that man. I will help him just because he helps Wick. And I know Wick says the same thing about me. Wick just randomly texts me, Carl, I'm having a great day. Thank you so much for everything you've done for me. And I tell him, it's like, dude, you're my brother. You'll always be my brother. And I think that's cool that John here came in for the 5th group reunion, and Sue LaRue can't come in for the 5th group reunion because he just had his frontal lobotomy. He had a bleeder on his brain. We call it a frontal lobotomy, but they no shit drilled holes into his skull. So Sue, if you're watching, I hope you're recovering. But there's a lot of 5th group guys on the whole planet that have been texting, even Carl, I can't make it this week, or man, I miss you. Are you going to be there? And it's just so cool that I have this 5th group family. And it doesn't matter what generation you are. Steve Holland, I know him as the force modernization guy. Yep. That's how we knew him. The old guy up at group that got me the latest and greatest. Carl, take this new Leopold laser rangefinder. Tell me what you think. It sucks. Okay, cool. That's the feedback I wanted. I didn't realize Steve started the Sniper Locker.
No, we talked. Yeah, no,
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I didn't realize before that Steve was on a green light team and was jumping the nuclear weapon halo. I've never jumped a nuclear weapon. I just the last SHOT Show. You ever go to SHOT Show?
Yeah, we're there. We're there. Yeah.
When you go to SHOT Show, you know Mercury, Nevada's right there, right? Fifth Group used to always go to. That's Mercury, Nevada is the Department of Energy test site. It's closed to the public. Go figure. I want you guys to pull up, go to Google Maps and put in Mercury, Nevada, and just zoom out. It looks like the surface of the moon. There's so many craters. They have detonated hundreds of nuclear bombs at Mercury, Nevada. So all this bullshit that the Russians are going to blow up the whole planet, nada, guys. We knocked Mercury, Nevada to Swiss cheese, and the world is still fine, right? This is a big planet you're on, by the way. But that was the test site for the U.S. nuclear weapons program before they said, you know, this radiation is killing everybody. So they moved it out into the Pacific Ocean because we didn't know. Nobody knew back then. Well, next time you go to SHOT Show, and for you guys that go to Vegas, about 2 blocks off the strip, I want to say it's a 4-minute drive, is the Atomic Energy Museum. And what it is you're not allowed to go to Mercury, Nevada, but go there, and they've got, as soon as you walk in, they've got Fat Man. You know, Little Boy was dropped on Hiroshima, and then Fat Man was dropped on Nagasaki, I think, and the Nagasaki blast was a lot sexier, by the way. Everybody forgets about the second one. The second one was sexy, by the way. So I got pictures of me licking Fat Boy, and but you do the museum and you go through it, and for me, it's kind of cool because my dad was on the first ever on the planet. Nuclear ballistic missile submarine, the USS George Washington, shot Polaris missiles. And back in the day, right, when I was growing up, I just knew my dad was on the USS George Washington. But they talk about it there. But they talk about all the detonations at Mercury, Nevada. Fifth Group to this day still goes to Mercury, Nevada to do our desert training. Just you got to wear a radiation badge, and there are certain spots on the map. There'll be a piece of barbed wire. You can't cross the barbed wire because the radiation level gets too high. Okay, but we're driving down the road and there's barbed wire on both sides of the road. I'm like, all right, so the radiation just stops at the barbed wire. So we put a Geiger counter on the steering column of our truck, and that thing's just losing its shit. And we're like, what are we doing? But but anyways, you go through the museum and you come around a corner, and there's the famous picture of the guy jumping it looks like a keg of frickin' beer, but it is a no shit nuclear bomb, and that's what Steve Holland did with the Project Greenlight. And 10th Group had teams for doing it in Europe, and you know, all the groups I think had them, but and they've got all, you know, the little nuclear weapon that went in the Tomahawk cruise missile, and then the Army had their own nukes for a while. The smallest nuke, I think, was the 4.2-inch mortar. When you hung the mortar, you were danger close. So, and they were still in service when I joined the Army in 1985, which is crazy. All that stuff's gone now because of Tomahawk cruise missiles. But anyways, it's kind of cool if you're ever in Vegas. Next time you go, it's a 2-hour tour. That's it. It's not that big because nuclear weapons, they blow up. There's not a lot to go on. But it's interesting. And if you really want to enjoy it, find someone like me who's passionate about that subject. And like I would always study weapons of war. And as a medic, I had to teach NBC training, right? So, so I was like, okay, I've got to teach this. I want to learn about it. So when I took Emery and my son, last time we went to SHOT Show, I brought them to that museum, and you know, and the Israelis, they have some nukes and all, but Emery didn't know shit about this stuff. My son definitely didn't know anything. And you get there, and they got the little placard that tells you, okay, a little bit. But I'm like, all right, now let me tell you the real story about Bikini Atoll, you know, or Charlie and some of the other ones, Grable, and man, that we did so many beautiful tests, beautiful tests. Man, love this stuff. Anyways, guys, we're gonna wrap this up for tonight. We're coming up on 2-hour mark. John, I want to thank you for coming out. I will wash the glasses. You can take them with you. No, you're leaving them here?
Yeah.
All right, that just means Jamie is going to have to bring Belgian beer next time.
And I did find the whiskey glasses when I was out
Did you
there,
really?
too. Yeah, we have whiskey.
You got me whiskey. How come we didn't do whiskey tonight? Dude, this could have been a fun live stream.
Couldn't find
Anyways,
any
guys, I want to give a big thank you to my moderators. All right, I want to thank John for this sexy shirt. I'm going to wear it tomorrow.
Yes, no,
all right.
I appreciate
Right? Is that not a good looking shirt, guys?
Yes.
How do you get that shirt? To get that shirt right there, you can't buy them
I still
online.
haven't figured out this camera yet. There we go.
Yeah, there you go. You can't buy them online. To get that shirt, you've got to go to one of our classes. You can buy shirts online, Tactical Rifleman shirts online, but you can't get that shirt. For my patrons that are coming to the Patreon course, you know how Steve always wears the black one with the black TR logo on it? Looks really sexy. That's the color of this year's Patreon course. So you want the most badass shirt on the planet, you've got to come to the Patreon course. Big thank you to Bucked Up for sponsoring again tonight. For all you guys that are on the road right now, we got a lot of truckers listening. You need to get your bucked shots. This is like a 5-hour energy drink, but it's actually good for you unless you have high blood pressure or bad heart or you're over the age of 50. Then I encourage you to slip away. But man, it'll keep your ass awake. I'm here to tell you. You want to check out that stuff, you go to buckedup.com. If you want their energy drinks, which are kind of like Monsters, you go to buckedupenergy.com. They've got all the different flavors. They got a bunch of pictures of hot chicks if that's your thing. They help for advertise. But again, buckedup.com or buckedupenergy.com. I want to thank them for sponsoring tonight's live stream. Man, parting words of wisdom from John from KRG.
Might make everybody dumber. I don't know. I did see Timothy. He's a friend from Florida.
Cool.
Very good.
Very cool.
Family friend. Thanks if you're still watching, Tim. And then Sarah from Tennessee, Gun and Knife Country.
Nice.
I think
Yeah.
she was on your show
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. For sure.
Sarah Brown. I actually swung by the shop today. You weren't there, so I'm sorry I missed you. But hey, good to see you in there.
Yeah, she's awesome.
And Vince and Ben too. Okay, yeah. Sorry, I'm new to this, guys. Sorry.
I'm just staying out of it. All right, I covered all the notes I think I wanted to cover. Yeah. I think we're good, guys. We are going to wrap this stuff up. He said he didn't have any other... you didn't have any other no notes? This is the part where Steve always shares quotes from the Bible. We're not going to do that to you tonight.
Sorry,
I will say hi to Steve. I miss you tonight, brother. I know everybody out here in the asylum has missed Steve Holland, but that's just how that shit is. That's how it is. You guys know the deal. Next Tuesday, we're going to be back here, same bat time, same bat channel. It'll be Steve in that chair instead of John. But you know, it is John, you're always welcome back on the show.
That.
Love to have you back, guys. Look forward to getting one of his chassis on a gun, maybe a couple of guns, and running them through the ringer. And then we got a future TR video for you. Y'all take care and shoot straight.
Incoming right there.